Hey guys, welcome to a brand new episode. Today we're going to go through my PS5 collection. Let's get the show on the road. Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Do I even need to explain this one? What can I say about this one, guys? It's Assassin's Creed, except this one you're playing as Eivor. He's a Viking raider and you're attempting to establish a new Viking clan in England. So you become embroiled in the centuries-old conflict between the Assassins Brotherhood, which is pretty cool in itself. Give this one a shot. This one was a lot of fun, has really great graphics, it looks really nice. Next up, we have Astronaut. Astronaut was a lot of fun. It's all in black and white. It's a new Metroidvania where you find lots of different power-ups and hidden secrets. You'll get to travel through all these different zones, fight a lot of different enemies, explore platforming areas, and even defeat big bosses that stand in your way. I highly recommend this one. I have this both on the PS5 and the Switch. Next up, we have Babylon's Fall. I actually didn't play this one. I bought it by how it looked on the cover off of Gamefly for like $5, $10 or something. And like a month after I bought it, the servers were shut down, so I never actually got to play this one. So now it's just going to be a very nice looking coaster. Next up, we have Balan's Wonderworld. So this one I got for $5. It was on Amazon, I believe, and it is one of the most terrible games I've ever played. It is consisting of one button to do every single function in the game. However, it is beautiful. It is a good looking game and the music is top notch. It might be a great game for a child to play, but an adult, I wouldn't even touch it. Next up, Cris Tales. Cris Tales. I really enjoyed this one, guys. It's a very gorgeous looking game. It's an indie love letter to classic JRPGs with a very new perspective. You get to go into the past, act in the present, and watch as your choices dynamically change the future, all on one screen as you play. I really enjoyed this one. For some reason it got really cheap really fast. Deathloop. I really enjoyed this one too. Deathloop is a next-gen game only. It's a first-person shooter from Arcane Lion, the award-winning studio behind the Dishonored series. In Deathloop, two rival assassins are trapped in a mysterious time loop on the island of Blackreef, doomed to repeat the same day for eternity. Give this one a shot. It's really inexpensive now. It's $20 or less. Next up, we've got Dolmen. Dolmen was pretty good. I really enjoyed Dolmen. It is a terrifying new action RPG that combines very futuristic sci-fi and cosmic horror elements. Will your timeline be erased, or will you defeat your enemies to survive and fulfill your mission? This game had some really cool, gruesome bosses, and it has some pretty fun combat. It's pretty dynamic when you look at it. Next up, Elden Ring. Elden Ring is probably the best game ever created up to this point. In terms of gameplay, it is my favorite game on the PS5 by far. No comparison. It's an amazing game to play on the Steam Deck. It's an amazing game to play on PS4. Any single way you can play it, it's great. Just get your hands on it and give it a shot. If you're not a Soulsborne kind of person, you'll still like this. This game is amazing. Just play it, trust me. It's the best game in this whole lot of games. It's the best game. Next up, we've got Ghostwire Tokyo. This one was a lot of fun, guys. I really enjoyed this one. Although the combat did get a little repetitive, it is definitely a next-gen looking game. It's beautiful. There's some fun combat to be had. Playing it for a specific amount of time, you'll like it, but it could get a little bit repetitive. This game is also on Game Pass, so you can play it for free on Game Pass if you want to try it out, but I enjoyed it. Next up, we have God of War Ragnarok. Now, you guys all know God of War Ragnarok. I don't even need to explain this one, do I? The cool thing about this entry is that you get to actually use Atreus, and Atreus is a lot of fun to use. When I first played it, I thought, oh man, I got to use this little weakling, and he gets pretty freaking powerful, man. He becomes a lot of fun, and he was actually more fun to me to use than Kratos later in the game. So I really enjoyed God of War as well. If you guys can, check out a short that we created for an Elden Ring review. It's all satire, it's funny, but it's It's like an old school wrestling promo. So give it a shot. You'll enjoy it. Trust me. Next up on the list we have Gotham Knights. Now I haven't played this one yet. I heard that they created some patches and the game runs a lot better. From a few of my friends, they tell me that it's running pretty good. It's not going to be a 10 out of 10 game or even a 9. It could be an 8 or a 7. It's supposedly okay. It's not the greatest game, but hey, if you like the Arkham series, you'll probably like this. The combat was supposedly improved and whatnot, so I'm going to play it in the near future. This is one I'm actually excited to play, and I'm a fan of DC, so I'll probably like the story anyway. Next up, Grand Theft Auto 5 for the PS5. This is the next gen version. Next up, Immortals Fenyx Rising. Sorry for the glare, guys. Immortals Fenyx Rising is a lot like Zelda Breath of the Wild or Genshin Impact if you've played either of those. It has a nicer story than either, but also more simplified mechanics. That is to say that yes, it is worth your time for sure. My advice is to avoid trying to 100% the map and to focus on the story and just complete what you happen to run across. Next up we have In Nightmare. In Nightmare is a great game. It's a narrative-driven horror adventure game combining sneak attack and diverse puzzles. It follows a young boy in search for the last hope of love who is working out his own salvation by navigating through his fears. This one's got pretty good graphics. It's worth your time if you want to try it out. Next up, we have In Sound Mind. I enjoyed In Sound Mind far more than I expected to, thanks to a great variety of its puzzles and overall atmosphere. While the final revelations didn't blow me away, they did bring a wry smile to my face. In Sound Mind is one of my favorite indie horror games of the past few years and is highly recommended by me if you're a fan of the genre. Iron Harvest. Iron Harvest is a good game. I bought it for the single player campaign, and about 10 hours into the game I thought it was a great game overall. The story is cool, mech units, heroes with special abilities are all awesome. This is definitely one of the more unique RTS games that came out in a long time, but this game is no StarCraft by any means. The game does lack depth and complexity of the best RTS games. Next up, Kenna Bridge of Spirits. Kenna Bridge of Spirits is a fun game. It is reminiscent of a Pixar movie. It's got great combat. It's a lot of fun. And I believe this one was free back in December with PlayStation Plus. If you haven't played it, give it a shot. I highly recommend it. I had a lot of fun with it. It's one of my favorite PS5 games. Next up, King of Fighters 15. What more can I say about King of Fighters, guys? It has a robust set of characters. They are fast, fluid. The gameplay is fun. It is one of the best looking fighters on the PS5. I can't recommend this game enough. If you haven't played it, give it a shot. You won't be disappointed. Next up, I've got Lake. Lake is a casual, explorative, and chilled narrative-driven game where you get to immerse yourself in the quaint charms of Providence Oaks. The game features simple controls, wonderful performances, and likely the most relaxing game you'll play this entire year. The game is visually lovely and everything feels so simple and unproblematic when playing it. It's strange because I say this because Lake also has a fantastic ability to encapsulate and evoke emotion almost immediately. Next up, Spider-Man Miles Morales. Spider-Man Miles Morales was a decent game. I didn't like it as much as the original Spider-Man on PS4, but the good thing about this one is it came with Spider-Man Remastered as a digital code, so I was happy about that. But I didn't love Miles Morales because I felt like his movements were so wacky. He was just kind of, I don't know, I can't even explain it. I did like the story, I did like the atmosphere, and I loved the culture of, what was going on in his personal life. I really did enjoy that aspect of it, but the combat just wasn't the same as Peter Parker. I'm not saying it's a bad game or I didn't like it. I did like it. I just didn't like it as much as the first Spider-Man. Next up, we have Hired Gun. I haven't actually played this one, but it was recommended to me by a friend. It's supposed to be a fun and very violent, thrilling first-person shooter that's set in like Warhammer 40,000 or something. In this game, you become the ultimate hired gun. You get to navigate an ocean of crime and corruption in an indie, fast-paced, violent, and thrilling first-person shooter set in the darkest reaches of Warhammer 40,000's most infamous Hive City. Like I said, I haven't played this one yet, but I'm looking forward to it. It was recommended to me by another friend on YouTube, so I'm pretty excited about this one. Next up, Neptunia Reverse. Neptunia Reverse. I haven't actually played this one, but this is a remake of one of the PlayStation 3 games, so I'm looking forward to playing it with modern graphics and better controls. So we'll see how this one plays out. I'm really looking forward to playing this one. Next up, Overcooked. I have never played these games. They are supposedly really fun, and I'm looking forward to trying this. I actually have this one and the second one on Nintendo Switch, so I have these games digitally on the Nintendo Switch, so I'll be trying them out, and I'll probably leave this one sealed for trade, or I'll sell it. Next up, we have Puyo Puyo Tetris 2. If you guys haven't played Puyo Puyo Tetris, you're missing out. It's a lot of fun. If you guys played the Mean Bean Machine on the Sega Genesis, it's those same little goos and Tetris pieces. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun to play with people. I highly recommend this one. Give it a shot. You'll really enjoy it if you give it a shot. Next up is Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart. I am in love with the Ratchet & Clank series. I've played all of them from PS2 all the way to PS4. This is one of my most anticipated games. I just haven't got around to it lately, but I will be playing it, and I hear that it looks like a Pixar movie.
We promise.
Dr. Nefarious, this is the part where you lose.
Ratchet, the Dimensionator.
Dr. Nefarious just crowned himself Emperor of this dimension.
We've got to get him and us out of here. But without the Dimensionator...
I think we have to build a new one. The boundaries between the universes are coming undone.
Yo-ho, our time has finally come.
Wow, another Lombax.
Wait, I have to find my friend.
Where are you, Clank?
You okay, Bolts?
You came after me.
Pirate mateys, attack! We didn't follow that Lombax in his robo-pen across dimensions just to get stopped by some fuzzballs.
Give it up for our hero!
Next up, we have Resident Evil Village. Steelbook. Resident Evil Village is a game that I haven't played much of. I play it on my Steam Deck when I get a minute. I got it in a humble bundled deal with every Resident Evil game from 1 to Resident Evil Village like 6 months ago. So I just haven't played it very much, but from what I have played, I do like it. I'm gonna get into it and finish it one of these days, but from what I did play, it's a first-person perspective like Biohazard. It's a lot of fun, and I enjoy it so far. Next up, we have Returnal. If you guys haven't played Returnal, man, you are missing out. This is a roguelike shooter. It's kind of like a I don't even know how to explain it. It's a 3D shooter, and you're running around killing. It's almost like a shmup, I would say. It's a roguelite though, so when you die, you got to start over unless you beat a specific boss. Then you get to keep certain abilities, or you you get to progress and get further in the story. I haven't finished this one. Something else probably came out and I didn't finish it, but it is definitely worth your time. Give it a shot. Next up, we have Riders Republic. Haven't played this one yet. I hear that it's a lot of fun, and it was actually free on the PlayStation Plus store a couple months back, so I'll play it there. I'll give it a shot. Next up, we have River City Girls. River City Girls is a great game. It's a beat 'em up, and it's in like a 1632-bit style. You get to use 2 characters. I haven't played it very far. I think I've gotten like 4 or 5 levels into it, and from what I was able to play, I wasn't able to play very far into it, so I really enjoyed this one. Next up, we've got Shanti and the 7 Sirens. If you guys haven't played Shanti games, you're missing out. These games are 2D Metroidvania type games. You get to have all these different powers and abilities. It's a lot of fun. I highly recommend them. All of them are great. If you haven't played them, play it. Next up, we have Smurfs Vileaf. This one is a 3D platformer. It's actually pretty good. I didn't think I was going to like it, and I ended up really liking it. You get to use all of the Smurfs characters. The environments are beautiful. Give it a shot. You might like it. Next up, we have Solstice. I haven't played Solstice, but I hear that it's like a Dark Souls game that's supposedly not that great, so I have pretty low expectations for it, but I'm still going to give it a shot because it was recommended to me by another friend, so I'm going to give it a shot. Super Monkey Ball Banana Mania. If you guys haven't played Super Monkey Ball, it's a lot of fun. It's usually on all these platforms where you're rolling around with a monkey inside of a clear plastic ball, and you're trying to move them around the level and jump over different obstacles, and it's a lot of fun. It can be challenging, but it's definitely going to keep your interest. Next up, we have Tales of Iron. This game is actually free on the PlayStation Plus store, I believe, right now. It's a lot of fun. It's a Souls-like game in a 2D style with rats of all things, and it's actually a pretty good game. Next up, we have Tales of Arise. This is the greatest Tales game that there is. I really love this game. It's beautiful. The graphics are great. The combat is fun. You get to use all these different characters. This is probably my favorite RPG on the PS5. If you haven't played it, give it a shot. Next up, we have Tormented Souls. I haven't played this one yet, but I have a friend that's played it, and he seems to love it. He says that it is inspired from the Resident Evil games, and it's got, you know, pretty good graphics for what it is. It's an indie title, so it's not gonna look amazing, but it is fun for what it is, and he told me that it was really good, so I wanted to try it out. This is Valkyrie Elysium. This isn't actually my game. I traded it with the other half of the No Niche Nerds, Ryan. He has my game, which is Demon Souls. And if you're interested in seeing this game, we did a gameplay of it on this channel, so you can check it out. It's a okay game. I'd say it was a 6 or 7 out of 10. Next up, we have Vampire Masquerade Swan Song. I have not played this. I hear that it is a horrible game, and I don't even know what kind of game it is, to be honest with you guys. I'm not gonna lie. I just heard that it was an absolutely horrible game, but I did like the vampire game on PC from 15 years ago, so I wanted to add this to the collection for the second game that's going to come out in the near future. We have World War I Verdun. Never played this, don't even know what it is. I think I got it on GameFly for $10. And if a game is $10 or less, I'm probably going to end up buying it, but the graphics look good on the box. It's a first-person shooter in World War I, so it can't be too bad, but I haven't played it to tell you if it's great or not. Next up, I have Watch Dogs Legion. Sorry for the glare, guys. Watch Dogs Legions is a fun game, guys. This one is pretty cool. I like the look of London, the water features, everything looks really good. The graphics on this one is a lot of fun. The combat is fun. Overall, I really enjoyed this game, and you can get this game really, really cheap for like $10 or less. Next up, we have Eurokill. Eurokill. It's a mix between all different kinds of genres. There's a story. There's some shmup pieces. It's got lots of different genres in the game. It is a beautiful looking game. I have this one on the Switch, so I'll leave this one sealed because I played the one on the Switch first. I really enjoyed it. Last up, I have this Ease Lacrimosa of Donna. This is the collector's edition, and it will remain sealed because this is one of my favorite games on the PS4, and now I have it on the PS5. I want to get the PS4 version and the Switch version as well, just because I really enjoy this game. If you haven't played it, it is a hack and slash RPG. It's fast paced, it's got a lot of characters, a lot of different dynamics to it. It's one of my favorite games on PlayStation 4. I really enjoy it. If you guys haven't played it, give it a shot. Well guys, that's all the physical games I have with me right now. I have about 10 more maybe or so in my unopened boxes for the unboxing videos. I have about 60 packages left to unopen. If you guys can, like and subscribe, we'd really appreciate it. We're trying to become the biggest YouTubers that the world has ever seen. Bigger than Mr. Beast. Just kidding. Not as big as Mr. Beast, but close. We really appreciate you guys watching. Have a great day.